Hello, Tycoon Online. This is Jay Chen, and I'm here with a video for the end of the round. Okay, so let's talk about the end of the round. For you guys, I just noticed something that's quite interesting. If you guys, this will probably help you out for your own company. If you go here to the right, there's a records link. You click on that, and you can see all the records that have been broken this round. But one thing you can do is you can click here. You click on personal best. I did not know this. Anyway, so I just found this out. So you click on this, and you can see all the records that you have. Well, not records, I guess, but these are just your personal best. So your highest company value, your shares, your staff, your transports, your factories, your shops, your offices, things like that. So, and it also gives you the date. So it gives you a good idea for like how well you have done, right? So I think where are some other things that might be interesting to look at? For example, most goods produced in one day. Right? Can I click on this? All right. So if I click on this, my top five was so round three. This was a long time ago. This was round three of. Oh, this is just round three. Okay, so like, yeah, round three USA. That was a while ago. That was in 2009. I think I had 25 pig farms then. I don't remember how many pig farms I had here, but no, I probably had 25 pig farms there too. Whatever. Anyway, so this is a good place to look at for yourself to see how well you've done. Another interesting thing you might want to look at is company value earned by a vehicle fleet. They only started this recently, so yeah, so a couple rounds ago you know, this round 21 was last round. I only played 2 weeks, which is why it was very low. Um, what else? What else might be interesting to look at? I guess in shops, most most goods sold in shops, in all shops, I guess. There aren't too many things there to look at. Total sales, but yeah. Anyways, you can look at this. You can look at what you've done, and you can get a good idea for what you could do better. Another thing you could also do, if you want to get the measuring tape out, you can take a look at these records and see, hey, where are you on this list, right? So most goods produced in one day. Brenda's in the lead this round, so you can take a look at this, and you can take a look at where are you. It's like, oh, look at that, I'm not doing very well. Right. So I don't produce a lot of goods. Um, and then I don't know who you would be, but you could be anywhere in here, I guess. And then you can see oh, so if you are not in the top 50, sorry, right, you go to your own personal best, look at your number, and you'll see how many you've made, or you can go to in and out, and right here, production and factories, you can look at your past 3 days, how many goods you have produced, and then you'll get a good idea for where you stand compared to everybody else. All right, so some other things to talk about. Oh, sorry. So before we talk about this, I always have to stress this every single round. 25 level 1 factories is good. It is okay. So it's not that great, but it is what I call the ruler. It's the standard, right? Anything that you want to do, anything you want to try out, you know, if you want to get a better C rank, then you want to do better than 25 level 1 factories, right? And to emphasize that, for example, Brenda's in third, and Brenda has 25 um, oil wells. That's pretty good. I have fishing fleets. I got a little bored, so I built 4 shops. So I don't have 25 fishing fleets, but I had 25 fishing fleets for a really long time. Another example. For example, my sister's right here. Clever, her clever name, company, sister of Jay. Yeah, so my sister is 33rd, and she has 25 wheat fields. But also to let you know something, not to brag, but I want to brag for her. I'm gonna click on her. Where is the information I'm looking for? Days played this round. Um, 56. I so I think that means she started like a week later. I think. I don't know actually. All right, so she's played for 56 days. I've played since the beginning of the round, and I've been playing for 60. Oh, okay. So I've got, yeah, I got was it 11 days on her? Oh no, 9 days. 9 days. Sorry, can't do math. So I've played the round 9 more days than her, and I'm doing just a little bit better. I'm at 14. She's at 30. She's probably gonna climb a little more um, by the end of the round. So like, just to let you know, right? So if you want to do 25 level 1 factories, that's really like the worst you should do. Most people like just underestimate how good it really is. So it's something to keep in mind. Just keep that in mind. 25 level 1 factories. Where's Tippy? Where are you, Tippy? You have fish, but you also started late. Anyways, I think a few other people also have 25 level 1 factories. I think Dunham does. I don't remember what he actually has. I didn't really bother to check. Who else does? I don't remember. Yeah. But anyways, so that's really like your benchmark. That's what you want to compare yourself to. It's not the winning strategy. Mikey does not have 25 level 1 factories. But in my opinion, it's still pretty damn good because, Brenda's in third, and so she's not that far behind. She might squeeze into second. Who knows? But it's still a really good strategy. So, anyways, let's take a look at prices, and let's take a look at the history of the prices. So again, if you don't have gold member, you don't get to see these nice graphs. You do get to see this thing, but this only gives you the past 3 days. Um, and then I guess if you wanted to, you could write this down yourself and graph it yourself if you wanted to. But anyway, so here are the graphs for the prices. Uh, I guess I'll make a few comments on these. So in the wood family, wood, the level 3 goods of wood, so furniture and newspaper, are usually very high. This is quite normal. They start off at their starting prices. They might even dip a little bit. In this case, furniture dipped a little bit, and then they soar and they more or less stay high. They might come down a little bit, but as I said, they more or less stay high. Like, what is this? 120, I guess. Where's my ruler? My handy dandy ruler, or my notepad that I use as a ruler. What is this? Oh yeah, more Tycoon Online stuff I was doing. Ignore these numbers. Anyways, so yeah, so that was about 120. All right. So furniture, the lowest that furniture newspaper ever got was about 120. So that's still really high. And this is normal. This is quite normal. And the explanation for this is that in order to make furniture and newspaper, you have to have wood. And forests cost 9 zones, and they are very expensive and they're very difficult to get. And so, for those reasons, it's very difficult to produce furniture and newspapers. And so, furniture and newspapers are always really high. Okay. Wood itself also goes really high as well. It goes up to, what is this? This is, where's my ruler? I think it hit 30 something. That might be like 36, I think. But yeah, I do remember it went really high and then it drops. Partially the reason for this is actually because of the 9 zones that forests require. A lot of people are trying to build forests, and it takes them a really long time. So as the price of everything is going up, of wood, of all the whole wood family is going up, people are trying to build more forests, and even at this point, there's a lot of people building forests just because it takes a long time. And then this is the reason why it keeps going. It just drops because there's just up until like halfway through the game, people are just constantly building forests. I think even now you can take a look at that. Let me see where that is. Trends. Wait for it to load. Number of buildings. Forest. There's 8 forests under construction right now, compared to these 000 ones. Anyways, so that is the reason why the wood family is always very high. At least for the majority of the round. So this is quite normal. Alright, next, fishies. So I specialized in fish this round, and I wanted to make 25 harbors and mass produce frozen fish. As you can tell from this is all my bidding. I made lots of harbors, and I crashed the price of frozen fish. It went down, and I was like, well, screw that, I'm not doing that. Actually, I think right around here I gave up. And it still went down, so people just kept producing frozen fish. It just was not good. So then I switched to fresh fish, which kept the price really low. And then this is where a lot of fresh fish entered the market and stayed on the market. So it gave people no incentive to make fresh fish. And then it climbed a little bit, and then it was steady. So this was interesting. This only happened because I think a few people, one major player, I don't know who, but somebody had 25 fishing fleets, or a lot of fishing fleets, and decided to go bankrupt or just stop playing. And this is the reason why this stayed up. I think this should have went down somewhere around like day 45, I think. And then frozen fish, I've mentioned in the previous video, frozen fish was never really all that profitable to make until recently. And then, of course, as it does become profitable to make, with the calculation of market prices, fresh fish is going down by 1, frozen fish is going down by 6. It's crazy. So people just mass produce fish. They really don't like the price of frozen fish to be high, huh? One last comment about this. So if you are making frozen fish, sorry, hold on. If you have a grocery store, you really shouldn't be making your own frozen fish. Generally, here's 2 reasons why. 1, you should be able to find frozen fish on the market. And 2, if you don't make your own frozen fish, the price of frozen fish will go up because you're not producing it. Or rather, if you think of it the other way, if you produce frozen fish, the price of frozen fish will go down, such as here, where it went down to like 7. Something crazy like that. And if you produce your own frozen fish, the price goes down, and that's not good. That's not good for you. If you have a shop, you want the price of frozen fish to be high because you make a 150% profit off of the current price. So the current price is like 7. You make $3.5 off of each fish. That's not good. You want it to be up here. You want it to be really high. You want it to stay high. So you shouldn't produce it. If you produce it, the price will go down. But then again, that's should, and it's, well, whatever. People do that. Anyways, next. Stone and marble. This is quite normal. This is what you would expect from actually every good. From I guess this is the I guess the other benchmark for the goods, right? You have your stone. Your marble is always higher than your stone, and it goes up and it goes down and it goes up. This happens every round. Obviously, everything goes up and down. When it will go up and down, I am not sure. This looks like a pretty standard graph for stone and marble, as I can say. All right, next. Okay, in the wheat family, right? Wheat family, we have wheat is interesting because it's one of the first families where you could produce alcohol from your wheat, which is only a level 2. So you only need 2 wheat to make 1 alcohol. Or you need 4 wheat to make 2 flour to make 1 bread. So obviously that makes bread very difficult to make. Not very difficult, but it makes it more difficult than alcohol. And for that reason, you can see that bread is a much higher price than alcohol. What is the other thing I wanted to mention? Oh, okay. So wheat, right? Wheat went up, it went down, it went up again. So this is quite normal actually for a lot of goods. Things go up and down. Alcohol really dropped right here. As you can tell, take a look at this. So alcohol dropped, bread went up. You see this correlation? Kind of nice, isn't that? That's almost perfect, right? Because people basically, instead of spending, an equal amount of wheat going into bread versus wheat going to alcohol, more people spent the wheat going into alcohol, so therefore the price of bread went up and wheat went down. Fascinating, isn't it? Well, at least I find it fascinating. Next. The pig family. Okay, so pigs. Pigs are pretty good. I like going pigs. So this is, I would say, pretty normal for pigs. Pig farms only cost 4 zones, so they're very easy to build. And I don't know how many people went 25 pig farms, but I have a feeling not too many. Um, the reason why is um, if a lot of people went pig farms, they should have been like the market should have been flooded with pigs for around here, and then it should start going up because there's so many on the market that nobody wants to make anymore. And then sausages. This is quite normal. Um, what happens here is that there's sausages. Lots of people think they can buy newspaper and sausages, and they just make their own sausage because that's easy, and they want to buy the newspaper because it's very difficult to make newspaper. And so then they just end up making lots of sausages and don't have enough newspaper, so this is why the price of sausages just drop. But then it comes back up and down. This is quite normal. Okay, next. Oil. So oil is very similar to wheat in one way, in that it can be made into gasoline, or it can be made into plastic and then into toys. Right, if you look at the trend of the yellow and the green, sorry, this one's yellow, this one's green. They go together, right? They go up, they go down, right? They go together, which makes sense. Now, if you look at just like although this was very small with the bread and alcohol, it's more exemplified for the gasoline and toys. See this dip in gasoline, right? See this valley, I guess this would be called, and this peak for toys. Fascinating, isn't it? Fascinating. Okay, so this would be the same thing. I want to comment one thing on this. If you look at the price of gasoline, it hit like a high of like 41, and then it just was terrible for the rest of the round. Like it was just absolutely shitty, and it's just bad. It's all around bad. I think this is quite normal. Every round, the price of gasoline, like sometimes might hit 40, might hit 50, max, and then it just always tanks. There's no profit in making gasoline ever. Um, and and you might argue, well, JV say that there's never, instead of nobody does it, and the price of gasoline is gonna go up, right? So here's the reason why gasoline is never profitable to make, and we'll compare this to alcohol from the wheat family. The reason why is because oil only takes 2 zones to build, and make you can build oil wells very easily, and people can build 25 oil wells very easily. So there's always plenty, plenty, plenty of oil on the market. Okay, so with plenty of oil accessible in the market, it's actually very easy to make gasoline. To compare that with wheat wheat fields are 6 zones are not that easy to make 25 wheat fields. People still do it, obviously, but it's not easy. And if you need wheat, it's difficult to find zones to build it. So this is a logistical reason. So because it's so easy to make oil, it's so easy to have oil be accessible. If you look at the price of oil, it goes up and it goes down. It's there, whatever. But there's a lot of oil in the market all the time, and so therefore the price of gasoline will never go up because there will always be lots of oil, and people will always look at it and be like, oh, there's oil. I'll make gasoline out of it because I'm too lazy to make toys. Anyways, so that's my spiel for gasoline. I'm very happy about that because then transports are really cheap, but. This happens, definitely. Alright, next and last, the cotton family. Okay, so this one is also I would say it's unpredictable as well. Similar to the stone. This one just goes up, it goes down, it might not go up, it might not go down. Uh, Really, there aren't any real trends for this, and that's partially because it's linear. You make cotton into thread into clothes. There's no like choices, right? Unlike in oil, you can make plastic or you can make gasoline, and those choices, you know, give you this price peak for toys and this price valley for gasoline. Um, Whereas this is just basically determined about how many people want to make cotton related products. So that's that. What else do I want to mention? Oh, so last thing I want to talk about is if you go to the map, you can go to where is it? Show table over all cities. It's loading. You can just take a look at how many companies are in which city. This will give you a good idea for if you want to go to a big city or a small city for next round. Um, Generally, I think well, now that there's a random set of cities every round, the bigger cities, the ones with more people in them, are the ones that are more well known. So I mean, New York City is pretty well known, so no surprise there. There's a ton of people in New York, right? I guess Cincinnati's not as well known. No one's even heard of Jacksonville. Some people might have heard of Nashville. Um, why no one go to Philadelphia? Oh, so sad. Well, I'm one of the 16 here in Philadelphia, but that's cool. That's fine. That's fine. I like my small cities. You know, small cities. I like small cities. The, New York is too big. Um, anyway, so I mentioned in one of my other videos about pros and cons of big cities versus small cities. Maybe I'll just go for that really quickly. Um, yeah, we'll just go to Philadelphia. View detail map over the city. If you look at a small city, there aren't too many zones available, but the few that are available will usually have open space, and they'll usually have a lot of open space. So um, you won't have to worry about it. You won't have to worry about fighting for space and things like that. So that's the benefit of like a small city, where when the zone opens up, no one's gonna really fight for it, and there just aren't too many zones to open up. So for example, if I wanted to do 25 harbors here, actually I couldn't because there's only was it 2 water zones? Is this a water? Oh, this is okay. So there's 3 areas for water. So I think I could actually build 25 harbors, but I don't know. But so that's another thing. If you want to go to a big city, I guess to compare this, I have to go to New York to show you guys what I mean. Let's go to New York and see how many zones are available here in New York. There's a lot, right? So zones in New York open up quickly, and they go quickly. They're not empty, right? And that would be a difference. So you keep that in mind when you're choosing your cities for next round. Um, and I think that's all I want to talk about for now. And so you guys just remember, go to your records page, take a look at your personal best, figure out what you want to do for next round. And if you have any questions about strategies, what to do, or like, not what to do, but if you want to ask me a question such as what I think might be a good strategy or a bad strategy, you can post in the forums. I think I might make another video going into all the specialties about what strategies, how they would work, and things like that. But that's it for this video. Alright guys, have fun, and I'll see you at the top.